grew up at Venice Beach, and it was a great place in the 50s to grow up. I was a beach rat. I swam all year round. I became a lifeguard, and swimming in the ocean was everything to me. When I was 19 years old, I had my daughter, and we've been very close. It's very close. In 2006, I was diagnosed with AIDS. I was so far into dementia. My T cells were under 90. I was dying. They told my daughter I was going to make it. By looking around for a facility for me, she found Maitri. If Maitri hadn't been there, my daughter would not have been able to handle it. It was just too intense.
As of 12 years old, I dropped out of school because my mother got sick, She had a brain tumor. And I had to work at a car lot, pulling motors and transmissions out of cars. After that, I joined the California Conservation Corps for 2 years. I fought fires in South Lake Tahoe, Placerville, Auburn, Sly Park. And then I started to float around. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. In 1989, I took the test one day and it came back positive, and I didn't quite believe it. I didn't want to believe it. One time I was at my apartment and I had to call an ambulance. I had to crawl because I couldn't walk. Because my legs had got this big, A week later I was here and I looked around and I got to like the place. I got to like the people here. The people are great here. And no telling where I might have been not alive now, probably saved my life,
We knew him as Wilson. His name was Timothy Wilson Murray, and he was a friend of mine for about 17 years. He was a very free spirit, very loving, very caring, genuinely interested in people. One of the things that Harry and I did when we knew that he was ill and needed help is that we decided between ourselves that we were going to take care of him however we could. We were it. And when it came to the point where we needed help, this is where Maitri came in and was... We're so grateful to them to have been able to step in at that point to be able to take care of Wilson, because we really needed it. It was just a peace of mind knowing that he was being well cared for. And that's worth a lot.
I heard about Maitri actually from my mother. She had come out to San Francisco from North Carolina to help provide for my partner who was very ill with AIDS at the time. And my mother had actually volunteered at Maitri and would come home and tell me about this wonderful, beautiful, peaceful place where such good is done, and that she derived a lot of joy from being a volunteer there. At the core of Maitri's mission is the statement that no one should have to suffer or die alone. While we still provide hospice care and end-of-life care, we are now seeing increasingly people that are coming for what we call respite care. So short-term medical stabilization, usually of 3 months. And then at the end of that 3-month period, we reassess whether they've met their goals or whether they may need an extension to recover to the point that they're healthy enough to leave the facility.
Wilson entered Maitri as a respite patient. It took a few months for the realization to set in that he was not going to get any better. In the interim, the Maitri folks were there to help us to keep him level-headed and happy, and to care for him and to be there for him when he needed it.
We have about 50 volunteers that work regularly at Maitri. Many of them will help with delivering food to the residents. Other volunteers are there for more direct resident care, sitting with residents, taking residents out to go to the cafe, to go to the grocery store, to accompany them so that they are represented when they go to doctor's appointments. Most people would naturally run away from a situation where they'd have to be with people that are dying or seriously ill. But at Maitri, you have this wonderful self-selection of people that have chosen to come, to be there, to take care of people and to help people and to just be present.
My name is Tessa Nabrita, and I've been a volunteer for 4 years.
Delonzo is the kind of person that you just feel like you know him, for most of your life. Yeah. It's that easy and warm.
Yeah. And I like to say he's sunshine.
Thanks.
Right? You
Gratitude.
look at his smile. Maitri is a Sanskrit word for loving friendship. That's definitely the seed here. Loving friendship.
I agree with her, you know, because it's like if you don't have a family, you have family here, you know. You feel welcome, you know, and you feel everybody make everybody happy. Everybody do things to make people happy, you know, and I like making people happy myself. When they did Maitri, they did a wonderful thing. We have a place where we go outside and relax. We have a meditation room.
It was really nice. It was full of plants and nice outdoor furniture. And you had your own room. And it was a real nice room. They provided the furniture. I brought some of my own furniture.
Maitri is furnished completely by donations. So people have donated every stick of furniture in the place. And the plants that are in the patios and the people that come to tend to the plants and the artwork are all donated.
We have the TV room, the living room, and on certain nights we would get a popcorn and things like that, and we watch a movie, a game or whatever's on.
The first time that I stepped into Maitri, I felt like I was in some sort of a spa, very peaceful, but at the same time very home-like. I had a very comfortable setting. It was very welcoming.
Some of the other activities, bingo.
Yeah,
bingo is a
yeah.
newfound
That's
activity for me.
yeah.
I'm new to bingo and I love it.
Yeah,
it
when you,
kinda gets
especially when you're
rowdy.
winning all the time.
Each resident, when it's their turn, gets a chance to pick a letter and a number. Everybody has 4 cards. Oh, 71.
The type of people that come to Maitri are varied. All of them have advanced AIDS. All of them are very low income.
G, 48.
We're also dealing with people who come from backgrounds where they may not have had close family support and may not have been able to enjoy some of the gifts, frankly, that they're given at Maitri, which is the gift of companionship and, of course, the gift of compassion.
I, 25. All right.
I hear the eyes twinkle, see the lights twinkle, and I still get glances from you handsome men. So, wow, 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 fellas, Dolly, you'll never go away again. Hey! Because the night belongs to lovers, because the night belongs to us, because the night belongs to lovers, because the night belongs to us.
They had a wonderful kitchen and just wonderful healthy meals that were very good, and it was a variety, and ooh, the desserts.
My name's Ann Kong. I've been working here for a little over 12 years. I've learned a lot about other people, but mostly I've learned a lot about myself. My father died of AIDS in 1995. When he was sick, I really didn't understand what HIV and AIDS was all about. Once I came here, I really sort of had my eyes opened about what it was like for him and really had a deeper understanding of his courage battling his own illness. We had a resident who just loved watermelon, and he was pretty close to the end. And he was in the room way across the building behind a closed door, and one of the nursing assistants came back and said, "Ron wants some watermelon," because he said he can smell the watermelon. all the way from there. He actually wanted it in juice form because he couldn't eat solid food anymore at that point. And I remember doing that for him and just having this awareness that that was probably the last thing that I was going to do for this guy. And it was such a small task, but it just seemed like the most important thing that I had ever done.
What's happening right now is the federal funding is in jeopardy. So what's happening at Maitri and what's happening at other HIV organizations, we're having to get much more resourceful and looking to the community to start to fill the gaps here. We really can't do what we're doing without the support that we receive from the community. The fact that we have an ever-present waiting list, I think, is a real testament that people are still suffering, people are still dying, especially those that have not had access to good medical care, and especially those that are low income.
When I finally went home, I was okay. It was over, and I started trying to get my health and my strength back. I have not gotten sick. That's not even once. No pneumonias, not even a cold.
Like when I came in here, I was real sick. Ambulance coming and getting me and things. Look at me now. I didn't think I'll be around this long, you know. So I'm still here. So I'm down for Maitri, whatever it is. I'm down for it.
It really brings home that each one of us deserves to thrive. You know, each one of us deserves to flourish and thrive. And
as long as we got each other, we can make it. You know?
yeah.
I know that Wilson loved the staff there. He passed away at Maitri, but he suffered enough, and I remain grateful to the people at Maitri for what they did for him. And as a result, I come and I do whatever I can to support them.
The fact that you can bring together in this wonderful place people of such diverse backgrounds, but yet the compassion still flows and the care and the love still flows so openly is really quite magical.
Someday, if it ever unfortunately happens to me and I happen to be in such a position, I would love to be able to go there because I know I would be cared for.
You know, like I said, there's no place like it, you know. It's okay, it's all right, okay.